Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom Fights. We are here for a very exciting fandom match. We got another singles match. Joe Farrelly going up against Rue Moses. These are two titans right now in the Fandom Fights arena. Joe, obviously the former singles and teams champion. Rue having challenged for some belts already since his return to fandom. Rue's playing great, Joe's playing great, and they both played great to get here. Obviously, Rue going up against his team partner Jacoby, which always a sad thing to have to do, to go up against your team partner. But it's nice when you win. I wouldn't know what that's like, but Rue, you do, and it must taste just a little bit bitter. But he played really well to get here to play Joe, and like I said again, Joe's been playing fantastic. He went up against Holtzman and beat Holtzman pretty handedly in his match against him. So this is going to be very interesting because I think, like I said, both players playing fantastic in teams, but especially in singles as well, just really taking their knowledge over to the singles arena and capitalizing on big wins. And now they're coming to a head. Winner heads to a number one contender match. So very much looking forward to seeing what happens. Let's go talk to the players right now in the promos.
Well, we're playing Joe. And if we win, I think like Brittany's in the conversation. So at this point in time, it's no easy matches from here. We've just got to answer more questions correct than Joe. So
let's do that. Yeah. For the right point amount as well. Look, this is the one I've been wanting a long time. I've faced Joe once in some kind of geek division somewhere at some point, but never in fandom. So this is gonna be a fun one. Can't wait.
Let's light the fuse.
Well,
yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun playing Rue.
You would know a lot.
Yeah, not this year though. That has been weird. But Joe, you have been playing at your best. I think you could just keep doing what you are doing and we should be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot at stake in this match. This is pretty much, we're getting to that end of the year. This is probably the end of the singles run. So whoever doesn't come out on top. And like Ruth said, I faced him once before, only once. And that was the first title I ever won. And it came down to the very end. I would call Rue a friend. I think someone in this division that I've come to know very well, and I get on with him very well. But in this situation, I'll be the one that's got to stay. Light the fuse.
Ellie, not a fan of Joe poking fun at Rue's things. The gotta stay. She's crying, Joe. I can't help it. She heard your comment. She's making cries. I can't help it. But that was actually pretty good. I was like, oh, hey, he did the thing. Let's get into it, starting with round number one. It's going to work like this. There are going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of fandom fights. Each question is worth 1 point apiece. If you get all 10 questions correct, you're going to be issued a bonus question to you, only to you. 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Gentlemen, any questions as we hit round number 1?
Good luck, Rick.
Good luck, sir.
All right, your first question is in the category of the worlds of DC, Cody Newberry's favorite. Your question is, how does Sabak kill Dr. Fate in Black Adam? When this movie came out, I was on record saying, not bad, not a bad film. And then I watched it again, and I said, ooh, this is a bad film. This is not a good one. Not a good movie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Impales him.
And Rue.
I said burns him from the inside.
Impales him is correct. So Joe will take a 1-point lead as we get into your next question. In the category of American Spies, who plays Jack Ryan's love interest, Kathy Muller, in The Sum of All Fears? This is one where all fears have been summed. It's an okay movie. I watched it when it came out. Or not when it came out. No, when it came to fandom is what I meant to say. And I enjoyed it. Not as much as the other ones, but it's enjoyable. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Rue.
Bridget Monahan.
And let's go to Joe.
I couldn't pull it.
Bridget Monahan is correct. I believe I can accept that. Monahan, that's phonetically correct. So, all right. So we will go to the next question. It is 1-1. And your next question is in the category of Law and Order. In Beverly Hills Cop, the villain, Victor Maitland, is famous the world over for buying and selling what? Nicely worded question, Nicholas Twohig. Famous the world over. Could have said all over the world, but no. You might have had a couple cocktails before writing that question. Good on you, Nick.
It's a fancy one.
I love it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Art.
And Rue.
Art.
Art is correct. So 2-2. Your next question is going to come in the category of horror icons. Which horror icons film features the main villain getting put in a car shredder? Shitty day. Shitty day to be a villain. I mean, most days are, but what are you gonna do? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Rue, let's go to you.
The one that ends in Halloween.
And
Halloween
Joe.
Ends.
Evil died that night. Halloween ends.
Halloween Ends is correct. So it is 3-3. Your next question is in the category of DreamWorks animation. Which of Hiccup's friends flirts with his mother throughout the film How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World? This is one of those who likes to flirt with Hiccup's mom and How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World questions. Oh, man. I got to make as much fun with this as I can. Got to keep it interesting somehow. Oh, man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Snout out.
And let's go to Rue.
I can't remember his name. I don't even know if the joke works, but the old TJ Miller.
I don't think I can accept Joe's answer. The answer is Snot Lout, which is a little bit different than Snout Lout. I just don't think I can take it. You're welcome to challenge if you'd like to.
I'll bring David in just for a conversation.
Okay.
Correct me, sir, if I'm wrong, but snot and snout are different words with different
No,
meanings.
it's only because I thought the name was Snout Lout, not Snot Lout, but I could be wrong.
Here's the thing, I don't remember, but based on how they call him in Spanish, I think the word is snot.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, stay tight. No challenge.
All right. So we stay tied up 3-3. Your next question is in the category of no, we just did DreamWorks. It's Marvel. In X-Men Days of Future Past, what is the name of the mutant who can create portals when battling the Sentinels in the dystopian future? This movie's pretty great. When it came out, I was super hyped because the movie previous to this I enjoyed very much. And I went into this one very, very hyped and enjoyed it a lot. I don't like it as much as the one previous to this, but I still really, really like it. It's very good. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Rue. In X-Men Days of Future Past, what is the name of the mutant who can create portals when battling the Sentinels in the dystopian future? What a ride we went on with the X-Men films, though. What a roller coaster of emotions that was. From being a young lad to an adult screaming at his television, to which his dad said, "Shut up, Tim. Trying to have dinner." 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Rue on this one.
Blink.
And Joe.
After Mara said Bishop.
Blink is correct. So Rue takes the lead 4-3. Your next question is in the category of sci-fi icons. In The Terminator, shortly after arriving, the T-800 enters and kills the owner of what kind of store? I went to the store today. Shouldn't say what kind. That might give it away. But I also watched the Packers lose by 1 point. It was very sad. But that being said, I was pleased with their performance. I thought they played well, nonetheless, except for in the fourth quarter. Fuck that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Ooh, let's go to Joe.
Guns.
And Rue.
I wouldn't have been right either way. I said department store.
Guns. A gun ammo store is correct. So we are tied up 4-4. Your next question is in the category of James Bond. Which James Bond film features performances from Rory Kinnear and Andrew Scott? At one point during the Packer game today, Love throws this ball, right? Throws it downfield. Guy misses it, and we go, oh! And Ellie out loud just goes, how do you fucking miss that? And I had to say, Ellie, please.
Reasonable.
Calm down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Rue.
Said Quantum of Solace.
And Joe.
Spectre.
Spectre is correct.
I fucking hate that movie.
I believe it is C. Is his name C? What is it?
Well,
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. All right. So 5-4 in favor of Joe. Your next question in the category of fandom quotes. Which Disney animated villain said the quote, I distinctly remember your birthday was last year? Birthdays. I hate them. Pretty much every year on my birthday, ask my wife, I get wildly depressed. Don't know why, just don't enjoy my birthday. Not a fan. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you. But then I drink a lot and I go to the movies. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Joe.
Mother Gothel.
And Rue.
Who the fuck is that? I just said Yzma.
Mother Gothel is correct. The villain of Tangled. So it is 6-4 in favor of Joe as we get into your final question in the category of Pixar. What is the name of the beluga whale who learns to use his sonar detection in Finding Dory? So in the first one, they have to find Nemo, right? Like the whole thing is Marlin and Dory are like finding Nemo. And this one, no one is, I guess Marlin and Nemo are trying to find Dory, but they know where she is. Like she's in the thing. Like, they got to find her inside a small thing. They had to find her Nemo in the whole ocean. I just think it's kind of a bullshit title. I would have called it like Dory searches for her parents, Finding Dory, the search for more money. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Rue.
Bailey.
And Joe.
Bailey
is correct. So at the end of round number 1, I have Joe in the lead 7-5. It is a 2-point game, close game. As we head into round number 2, here's how it's going to work. This is the wheel round. I'm going to bring up the wheel from wheeldecide.com. Each player is going to have a chance to spin the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it, or they can choose to spin again, but they have to keep whatever they spin the second time. Each question is worth 2 points apiece. Unless you want to check to multiple choice, then it will be worth only 1 point. Be on the lookout. Stealing is available. Rue, you have 2 repeats remaining. Joe, you have all 3, and both challenges are intact. On the wheel today, we have James Bond, Sci-Fi Icons, Star Wars, Worlds of DC, Wizarding World, Middle-earth, Law and Order, and Pixar. So, Joe, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer to Rue?
Stick with the plan.
Yes.
Spin first, please. I think it's a good will for both of us, so we'll see what happens.
All right, this is going to be your first spin. And it lands on Star Wars.
Yeah, we keep that. Thank you very much.
Remember, multiple choice is always an option.
I know.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, Joe, I'll be giving you your questions in the category of Star Wars. Are you ready?
In this T-shirt, I really should be.
Fair. All right, your first question. Which Star Wars film features a character using a lightsaber to gain access to the bottom of a giant robot walker and throw a bomb inside?
The Empire Strikes Back.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Lor San Tekka, the old man who initially gives Poe the map to Luke in the opening of The Force Awakens?
Max von Sydow.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. How many living beings get sent through the trapdoor to the Rancor pit in Return of the Jedi?
Three.
That is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. In The Phantom Menace, during their initial rescue of the Queen, who tells Qui-Gon Jinn that all of the communications systems have been knocked out?
Captain Panaka.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question. What type of droids attack Obi-Wan and Anakin's ships during their initial attempt to get the Chancellor in Revenge of the Sith?
Buzz droids.
That is correct for 2 more points and the clean sweep of Star Wars. So Joe gets his total up to 17. Rue still trailing as we bring in the wheel and Mr. Newberry. This will be the spin for Rue. And it lands on Sci-Fi Icons.
Wheel's good. We need points, so I'm saying we probably should spin this again.
Okay. Let's play again.
Okay, this is what
Spin
you're
again.
stuck with, Rue. And you land on Middle Earth.
Okay.
Take your time.
All right, Rue, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Middle Earth?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, your first question in the category of Middle Earth. Which Middle Earth film features a main character being slowly roasted over a fire in order to be eaten? I'm sorry, the main characters. The main characters. I can give you a free repeat if you would like.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay. Which Middle Earth film features the main characters being slowly roasted over a fire in order to be eaten?
The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, your second question. Who voices Galadriel in 1978's The Lord of the Rings?
Annette Crosby.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. What is the first type of weapon that Bard attacks Smaug with in the Battle of the Five Armies? Five, four, three.
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, a spear, B, a sword, C, bow and arrow, or D, catapult. Five, four, three.
Repeat the options, please.
Your options again are A, spear, B, sword, C, bow and arrow, or D, catapult.
Spear.
That is incorrect. Joe, chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, spear, B, sword, C, bow and arrow, or D, catapult?
Bow and arrow.
That is correct for a 1-point steal.
Oh, man. Tricky question.
All right. Your fourth question, Rue. In the Fellowship of the Ring, what city does Gandalf travel to in order to learn more about Bilbo's ring, where he first learns that it may be the One Ring?
Minas Tirith.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of Middle Earth. Which Lord of the Rings character is the son of Paladin? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is your second repeat. Which Lord of the Rings character is the son of Paladin?
Fuck it. Peregrine Took.
That is correct for 2 points.
Oof.
All right, so Rue gets his total up to 13, but with the steal, Joe is at 18. So it is a 5-point game, right? I can do math. Yes, 5-point game. As we get into round number 3, it is the betting round. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to say category. The players are going to decide whether they want to bet 0, 1, or 2 on the question. If they get the question right, they will gain those points. If they get the question wrong, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have run out of questions. Any questions from the players?
Sorry, manager might kill me for this. I only got the 1-point steal.
Yes.
It was 6-4 out of round 1?
No, it was 7-5.
It was 7-5.
Yeah, I know, that's fine. Yeah, sorry.
You went 10 for 10. You went up 17, got the 1-point steal.
18, and then he got 8 points up 5-30. Yeah, sorry. So I thought there was a smaller gap.
No, you're good. All right. So if there's no other questions, then the first category you'll be able to bet points on is Pixar. Let's get bets starting with Joe.
1.
Okay, and Rue.
2.
Okay, here's your question in the category of Pixar. Who voices Colette in Ratatouille? Oh, man. What a match. What a day. This is a spicy one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Joe.
Spelling's probably horrendous, but Janine Garofalo. I changed the O to an A.
And Rue.
Janine Garofalo.
Janine Garofalo is correct. So it is 19-15. Rue gains 2 points. Joe gains 1. So it is now a 4-point game. 4 questions remaining. The next category is the Wizarding World. Let's get that starting with Rue.
Do I need to say? 2.
And Joe.
2.
All right, your question in the category of the Wizarding World. Name all 3 types of balls that are used in a Quidditch match in the Wizarding World. Good question from Air question writer Nick Twohig. Good shit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Rue.
Quaffle, Bludger, Snitch.
And Joe.
Snitch, Quaffle, Bludger.
That is correct. So 21-17, still a 4-point game. I dropped my marker cap. 3 questions remaining. The next category you can bet points on is Jimmy B, James Bond. Let's get bets starting with Joe.
2.
I'm shook. Let's go to Rue.
Let's see if I can do this, 2.
All right. Here is your question in the category of James Bond. Which Roger Moore Bond girl is incredibly strong due to drug enhancements? So if both players hit or both players miss, we will move on. If Joe misses and Rue hits, we will move on. But if Joe hits and Rue misses, then we will be done. Five, 4, 3.
Repeat.
All right, that is Rue's final repeat. Which Roger Moore Bond girl is incredibly strong due to drug enhancements? I've got to say, I'm really excited about a question that's later in this round. So I really hope we get to move on. 5, 4, 3.
It's also a 23-19 if we move.
1.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize that.
It would have been.
Let's go to Rue.
So I wanted to say the Grace Jones looking chick didn't have enough time. So I just went over to Agent XXX because it's an actual character, I thought.
And Joe.
Grace Jones looking chick. Mayday.
Didn't remember her name.
And your winner, Joe Farrelly. The answer was Mayday. Final score of 23-15. And hey, look, this was a great game. Round 1, I think both players, it took a second to find their footing, but they kept it close in round 1. And then that one steal, you let up one steal in round number 2. And up against someone like Joe, and vice versa. If Joe had let up a steal in Star Wars against Rue, this could have been going the other way. It's just how the game works when you're playing against people that are this good. And then, you know, you're looking at the randomizer doing what the randomizer does, brings up James Bond in a Joe Farrelly round 3, and hey, that's part of the game. But man, I thought Rue played great. I thought Joe played great. This was a great Fandom match. So let's get into post-match interviews. We'll start by talking to Cody and Rue. Rue, like I said, great job. I think round 1 for both of you was a little bit of a lesser round 1, but round 2 played great. Got us what I would consider as a strength for you. The fact that you hit that random voice actress, like Jesus, I had no idea. And in round 3, did what you needed to do, bet where you needed to, and did what you did. I think the strategy was there. And yeah, just comes down to Roger Moore fucking sucks. Your thoughts on the match?
Battle of the Five Armies continues to be my downfall this year. Every single time. And honestly, that was a great question because I was like, it's a bow and arrow, but there's nothing else. So what else did he hit him with? And you had the 2 like other possibilities in there. I was like, I guess not. And it was the bow and arrow. It was the only one he fucking did it with. And it, good question. Very good question. And I have my own personal reasons why I hate Spectre to the fucking death. I always will. So, because that also was the one in round 1 that like got me from only down 1 to down 2, and I was a little annoyed at that. But I feel all right. I feel pretty good. Yeah, that's what I got to say. Joe's a killer, and he shows why you can't be off your game at all when going up against the likes of him, the likes of Brittany. So,
Cody, thoughts on Rue's performance?
Yeah, I mean, he got Star Wars. As soon as Joe got Star Wars, I knew 2 points in this game, 1 point is a lot against Joe. It's just you have to make him make a mistake. And Star Wars, he wasn't going to make a mistake. And then I think he's the only one in the league that actively likes James Bond, like really likes it. Like I know there's people that have can use it as a strength, but I don't think they actually enjoy it.
Igor's a fan.
He's from Canada too. That's weird. So, anyways, all of them said. It was just Middle Earth is one of those categories that is so deep at this point. It's been in Geek for like 5+ years and it's 6 movies. So it's, or 7 movies, so I don't count that one. So it's been ran, so, you know, it's tough. But overall, Joe had a mission today. Rue just, again, it was Bond. Bond stripped us up there, and then the lead was too much to come back from. But we'll be back. We'll be back. Maybe not this season, but teams are still going, and we will be back next season. So, yeah.
Yeah, Rue, this does end your single season this year, but I'm hoping you will be back next year. Does this, if anything, fuel the fire more, or are you gonna come in next year maybe a little bit more relaxed? Like, what are you feeling going into
this is me. I've come back relaxed. I'm gonna study when I want. I'm gonna have fun when I want. And what I love is that I'm still one of the top people in the game. So like I studied some things before this match. I'll say it didn't play a part, but it's something that I feel better in going to my other matches now. So maybe I'll put my time, if I have it, into another category. We'll see what I'm like next year by myself.
Yeah, I like that. I like that mentality for sure. So, Rue, great job this whole season and great job in the match. We'll see you next year, and maybe we're still seeing you in teams. I don't know. Let's move over to our winner today, Joe Farrelly. That's David. That's Rue again because Cody left, and so then I fucking hit the button. That's Joe. Joe, welcome. You won the match. Correct me if I'm wrong. Round 1, you seemed a little shook at the beginning, but you ended up with 7 points. You got into a rhythm. 7 points, nothing to sneeze at. Very good score. And now you're headed to a number 1 contenders match after a very strong performance in round 2 and 3 of this match today. So how are you feeling overall going up against Rue?
As I said in the pre-match promo, I said Rue is a friend. I don't like to see Rue lose. I don't think anyone does. But you get into this stage of it, 2 matches from potentially getting the belt back. You got to be ruthless. And yeah, round 1 not as strong as I'd have liked it to be. Could have been 8, apart from a letter U that I decided to put in Jonah Hill's name.
No
and
feeling.
yeah, Some of All Fears actress bothered me a little bit too, to be honest. But I know every other Kathy Ryan, but didn't know that one. But no, it was a good match. Just said, I think Middle Earth is, so we're getting to that point where it's 7 movies, and it's just getting ridiculous to find questions that haven't been repeatedly asked. So they get tough. They get almost deep cut level at some point. So it's what happens. And yeah, round 3 works in that favor. Had enough of a position to bet 1 in Pixar, but still hit it. But it was a bit more of a comfort zone. Just takes the pressure off, and then Wizarding World and Bond is fine. But as close to a 23-19.
Yeah.
David, your thoughts on the match?
Well, first of all, Rue, Joe, we like Middle Earth. Stop saying those things or they are going to take it out. Anyway, I think Joe played great.
Might change it for something we're a bit rusty in.
7 points in round 1 is a great score. I mean, yeah, sure, for him, maybe in his mind, that's not a good score, but it is a great score, and then he didn't miss a question after that. So I think Joe is ready. Joe is in shape, and yeah, he has a mission, and we'll try to get that belt back.
All right.
And those belts back too.
Yeah. As we said with Rue and Cody, you might still be in the teams tournament. I would imagine you are, but if you're not, I'm sorry. But we're talking about singles, and you are moving on to a number 1 contenders match, and you are going to be playing the winner of last week's matchup. And you know what? Fuck it. At this point, if you haven't seen last week's matches, just stop watching because we're going to spoil them right now. I don't care what Nick says. I'm going to do my own thing. You're going to be playing Brittany Tapley for the 5th time, Joe. But this time, it's in a 3-round match. You guys are 2-2 in title matches. You beat her twice. She's beaten you twice. And now you're playing in a 3-round match in a contendership to go for the title. This is nuts. And she beat David on what could be maybe one of the more controversial endings of a Fandom match this whole season. How are you feeling about going up against Brittany once again?
Well, firstly, and say David played a hell of a match.
Absolutely.
And as writers and runners of League Assets, we discussed that challenge. We probably would have upheld it ourselves. So we don't. The animosity's not there.
At the time, you had to fight it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I totally understand. Yeah.
Brittany is a player I have the utmost respect for. Today, going into the match against Rue, knowing Rue's ability and having played him so rarely, this was one of the matches I was very nervous for. There's not many matches I get nervous for. A couple of years ago, Thomas Scully was one of those players when you come up against him. I never played you or Nick in singles, so I always sort of had David there. But Brittany's definitely one of those as well. And the last few matches we've played, it has sort of gone down very, very close. The last one went sudden death, and it was only because a movie that wasn't available in this country was the last question that was asked. But this is going to be, it's a bit disappointing that it's a 3-rounder, but maybe that's a little bit more of an equalizer. So who knows?
Yeah. I said the same thing to Nick. I was like, man, I wish this was in a title match format. If they play again, like, I want to see it in a title match. And he said to me, no, dude, like, you want it in the 3-round because that's where they haven't played yet. It's like they're equal up to this point. This is something different. I can't help but agree on those facts. But I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. So, Joe, we're going to see you in that number one contenders
I will say
match.
this just quickly.
Yeah,
I will say this. Regardless of what happens, as much as I want to have that moniker of the 2-time singles champ, won the singles title, won the team's title. You know what I haven't won yet? It's the last one standing. So
that's true. That's true. I like that thought. That would be interesting. Joe, you know what else you haven't won, though? The FanZone debate title. Let's get you over there. All right. So thank you guys for watching Fandom Fights. I have been Tim. That was Rue and Joe, David and Cody. Thank you to Nick behind the scenes for running this one, for writing this one. Again, I've been Tim. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.